I want to open this with a saying here. And I know there's a saying in Ukraine, and you explained this to me. And the saying is, bread is the head of everything. And I Googled it, and I saw that it is kind of a way of life.
Yes.
So I want to know, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, that's the saying which would start my each supper or breakfast. The saying my grandma was telling me, the bread is the head of everything. You cannot eat the food without the bread, which is, I was asking myself, what does it mean? Why does she say this? And that was not clear for me. I didn't understand it very well until the moment I came to the United States. And when I had food without the bread, without the texture, and without all the ingredients what bread has, I'm talking about alive bread from like sourdough, I realized that my body is not working correctly. So I remembered the phrase of my grandma, and we were searching for good bread, which will help us digest the food and just feel the full body and the full emotion from our food. Never, I'm 40 years, I never would understand that saying until I actually started to eat food without the bread.
What's interesting is, we'll go on vacation or you go somewhere else and you might crave a little bit of food from home. And you even feel that sometimes when you're on an extended trip. But moving here, it's got to be like, what kind of feelings did you have when you'd walk through the bread aisle here in the United States?
Well, when we moved here, everything was new, right? Nothing was the same. And even the measurements, like all the pounds, I didn't know, am I buying more than I usually or less, or what does that pound mean? So when we walked in the grocery store, we wanted to find something familiar. And even vegetables and fruits taste different. So the only hope for me was bread. I'm like, okay, bread is the same everywhere in the world. Why should it be different? It's simple ingredients. It's just flour, salt, and water, basically, right? So we grabbed several bags of bread, different varieties, to make some toast for the morning. It's international morning breakfast. Everyone eat eggs, and bread. And we started next day from the breakfast. I tasted it again. I tasted different varieties. And I'm like, okay, I'm not getting that taste of bread. I'm not feeling the same as at home, I was hoping that the bread will let me feel myself as at home. And then I started to read the ingredients, and there are over 20 ingredients in the bread. So I forgot about the bread for a week. I returned to the bread a week later. I opened it, and it's still the same. It smells the same. It looks the same. So I started to question myself. So what's going on with this bread? Because never our bread would stay on the shelf for that long. And we started to make our own bread at home, and we were sharing a piece of bread with our neighbors, with the family who we stayed with. And I saw the reaction, almost like shocking reaction, that they were tasting a huge difference. So I realized that my home tastes different. And yeah.
So, and I want to talk about your story about arriving at this place and eventually opening Chef Sergey's alongside your husband Maga, and then also Christina and Sergey. But right now, let's look at where Sergey's is right now at the moment. If somebody was to walk into Sergey's, what type of experience are they going to get?
The moment they walk in, those are the people we've been waiting for. Those are the people we opened the door today. Those are the people why everyone came to the bakery as a team. The only reason we are existing is because the door is opening back and forth. So the moment the person comes, he is very welcomed. And we're welcoming him with our pretty standard phrase. We're European-style bakery. Everything is made from scratch. And everything was baked early in the morning from 4 a.m. And here by 7:30, it's a little hot. The bread is still hot, so be careful. Yeah, but the experience will be the design of the place, of the desserts, of everything. I think it looks a little different than anywhere around. But what European people say is that they finally they finally feel like at home. So I think the experience is European experience. It's a small place which smells, tastes, and looks like Europe, which America is great by design and anything, but this community has so many European people, and they're all telling the stories about Europe to their friends and while sharing their dinner, and now they can just take the friends and anyone to the bakery and say, so this is how it is at our home. That's, I think, the biggest difference and experience. And then the next phrase, which not us, but the people would say, welcome to Midland. Never in my business experience I would hear that the customer will be welcoming me in his land, you know? So that's the first moment we opened, everyone who entered the building said, welcome to Midland. And that was amazing. I felt so welcomed, and immediately it's like returning the energy. I felt that I want to return as much as possible. The moment we came, we felt very welcomed. But opening the business, you know, it can be just business, just money, you know. But people were welcoming us so much, and people had tears in their eyes. And so many people actually remember the taste of the bread from their grandparents. And then people were saying, this bread saved my life, which I agree, because it saved my life. So the biggest difference in experience is European-style bakery, where you feel how everything was baked there, and you feel the smell. I think even when you come to the building, you feel the aroma of bread.
Subscribe wherever you consume media. Max Loves Midland is your entertainment, resources, and collective improvement hub for Midland County. Plan your next adventure in Midland at maxlovesmidland.com.